Hi, I'm Colin Fassnidge from Four in Hand in Sydney. Today I'm in Port Melbourne at the Matilda Bay Brewery. I'm going to make apple Tarte Tatin, and to go with that, I'm going to make a sorbet using Dirty Granny apple cider. Okay, so to start the sorbet, first of all we need our apples. Granny Smiths are the best. Forget about peeling, you don't need to peel. We're going to strain all this out later on. Also, leave the skin on because it's going to give you a little bit of colour. So basically what we're going to add to this sorbet already marries quite well with apple. So we got cinnamon, not too much, we don't want to break the blender. Ginger, little knob, 1 clove. 1 clove can be quite strong. Pinch of sugar, not too much because your apple's already sweet. Glucose. Glucose smoothens out your sorbet. And then the star, Dirty Granny cider. So this is going to give you quite refreshing, quite light. You need to add some lemon juice. It helps lift the whole apple flavour. So we just got to blend it. So basically you've got like a very light apple smoothie with cider in there. It's just apple, apple, apple. So what you're going to do is let this pulp drain. You can give it a little push with your hand because you don't want to waste any of that juice. What you can do now is, if you have an ice cream machine, you just pop it in, put it on churn, and you've got your sorbet. If you don't have an ice cream machine, no dramas. We pop it in this container, pop it in the freezer, come back in 2 hours, and we're going to make a granita. Exact same thing, just a different method. Okay, so the next stage of my Tarte Tatin is to actually make the tart. So first of all, you need your peeled Granny Smith. So just going to cut that in half. Just take out those seeds. So it's half an apple is a portion. Stage 2, you've got to make a caramel. Equal parts sugar, water in a pan. Eventually it will start to caramelize. So basically we're looking for a nice toffee colour. It can change colour very quick, so you've just got to have everything ready. Go and add a knob of butter. So the butter will also slow down the cooking process and it actually enrich the sugar. So basically I'm going to line my mould with the sugar. You want to probably go halfway because you're going to lose a lot of sugar when it boils. And basically you just let that cool now. So while that's cooling, I'll make my pastry. If you're like me, you don't have any time to make pastry, not in my house. In work we do, but not in my house. I've got kids. So what you're going to do is roughly cut the size of the mould, just a little bit bigger, so a little bit extra. It doesn't have to be pastry kitchen perfect circles, it's just Fassnidge perfect circles. So that's what we've got. We've got our apple. Your apple goes into the caramel, and basically you're just going to fold the pastry round the apple. Sort of scrunch it up a bit because this is going to go hard and toffee and caramelize, and it's going to add a nice crunch. Sometimes a lot of moisture might come out of the apple. The pastry might go a bit soggy. To counteract this, we're going to sprinkle it with some sugar. So when the sugar hits the hot oven, it caramelizes and sort of goes a little bit glassy, and that locks your pastry together. Okay, so my tart's made. It's going to go in the oven about 4 minutes at 200 degrees, just to give it a good start, get the pastry starting to crisp up. Then we're going to lower it down for 10 minutes to about 100 degrees. So as you can see, my granita's frozen. Just quickly flaking it up with a fork. Doesn't have to be too uniform. Basically, that's what you're looking for. Beautiful ice crystals, fresh apple. So basically you can do this in advance. You can freeze it, scrape it, put it back in the freezer, and then just lightly every hour just fork it up, and if you're having a dinner party, it's loose and it's ready to go. Okay, so we're just going to gently loosen our tart just around the edges. It's a very rustic Tarte Tatin, but it's a good Tarte Tatin. Finish off with our granita. So there you have it, my apple Tarte Tatin with my Dirty Granny granita. It's great to drink, but now you can also eat it. So whatever you don't eat, you can drink. It's a great accompaniment to the tart. It's sparkling, it's rich, it's acidic, and just lifts the sweetness of the tart. Match made in heaven. Cheers.